Never.
Hello!
I'm never ready.
Well, you gotta be. Somebody's pressed play on this now. So
have
you
they?
can't. Well, yeah, so you can't not be ready.
No, that's it. I'm walking out. Bye. See you later.
Where are you gonna go? Like, where are you gonna go?
I don't want to do this no more. Jack, I quit. I don't like these conditions I'm in.
What's your condition? These are upgraded since season 1.
Okay, fair point.
Look at the.
Look, we actually have lights now, so that's a bit of a
look.
win, right? And we actually have cameras. Like,
you can see my lovely moisturised skin.
yeah, look at that. Look at that not so real hat that he's merching right now.
Yeah, that's right.
It's definitely not a not so real merch hat, but
It's definitely
it could be.
a podcast
It
hat.
definitely could be.
Should we auction it off?
Yes.
Starting at £4.
If we get one play on this episode,
No.
Jack has to give
I will
up
lose
his
a
hat.
hat. I don't want to lose my hat. I like my hat. It came very small. I've now stretched it to be my actual head size.
Oh, I see.
So I would like. That's not a thing. The 1,000 downloads though is a thing.
Yes.
Quick recap on that. We need to get to 1,000 downloads in a month, and our very good friend, we won't name him because let's not have people.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that to him.
We'll have a tattoo that we choose on his leg.
I still think we should go for the not so real logo,
but we are open to suggestions.
But we are. So if you've got an idea of something really like funky, even film related,
or even
TV, film, whatever, suggest it. And if we get them downloads, for a fact we're going to be posting it everywhere.
Or even if you want your postcode on somebody else's leg, like we're down for that as well. So just like a Google Maps of where you are.
I don't know if they'd want to do that on someone's fire. So
Yeah, by the way, I just got my address on somebody's fire.
So maybe don't do that.
Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to Not So Real.
Not so real.
My name is Jack.
My name's Lee.
We're a podcast all about TV and film, and today we are looking at a conspiracy theory in Harry Potter. And this is a new
Harry Potter
thing for
The
me.
boy who lives
Because I
will
haven't...
come to die.
That's my best impression, honestly. It's the bit where he just whips it round.
Who comes tonight? I can't even do it. I'm not
Harry
gonna try.
Potter, the boy who lives, who comes to die. And then he just straight away goes in for the kill.
I'm only gonna have it.
Yeah.
That one.
He just goes straight in. No worries, He's already tried to kill this kid once before. He ain't
Once
fucking
before,
about
there's
this time.
7 films.
He's trying to kill him, mate. He's trying to kill him a couple of times, Here we are.
Anyway, this is a new sitch for me because I haven't got any prep. And
No.
this is a worry. There is normally a book in front of me or a highlighted bit of paper, maybe some things I've written down on my phone. I've got no phone. I've got no paper. I got no prep.
Guess what, Jack?
What?
Look how the turntables.
Have turned.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, look how the turntables have turned. Yeah, see?
Right, so who has decided that you get to do this?
I did. I turned around to the old big boss man and was like, look, I'm doing this today. And they were like, sure.
But no,
So-
I don't. I only got given the episode title this morning.
Yeah.
And they said prep's done.
Yeah, prep is done.
So I thought I'd come in
I
here.
am the prep. Have you ever thought about
But
that?
you've also got nothing in front of you, which is slightly worrying.
No, I've got some things.
Oh, okay.
It's on a marvellous device that I own called a phone.
Called a USB.
Called a USB. But it's a lovely little phone. I've made some notes, made some things.
You say lovely, it's cracked.
Yeah, it's a little bit, but we're not going to talk about that right now.
Okay,
what we're
right.
going to talk about is our lovely little conspiracy theory on how, are you ready?
Yeah.
Obviously, you know the title, that Dumbledore
Is the villain.
is evil. It's basically the villain, yeah. I know that Voldemort has come across as not maybe very nice, but at the same time, at the same time, I don't think Dumbledore was not. He wasn't really good either. Let's be real with this.
The first thing I can think of here, because I have wondered this, is he's not really much help, is he?
It's not even that. He just puts Harry in situations where, how do I explain this? So, Dumbledore was really just setting up Harry to die against Voldemort because he knew that Harry was one of the things he needed to, like, you know, Horcruxes or whatever it's buggy called. What's it?
The Horcrux.
It's a Horcrux, yeah. So he knows that Harry's one of them, and he knows he has to die. So basically, Dumbledore is just setting up Harry for the fight for him to die against Voldemort. So they both just like, so he ends up Voldemort being dead.
So Harry is meant to be the last Horcrux.
He is a lamb for slaughter, as they say. Like he's literally, Dumbledore has been building Harry up to the point where it makes it possible for them to fight, and they kill each other, and then they both die.
Also, he makes it possible for one of them to die.
No, so basically, he knows Harry's got to die, right, and doesn't tell Harry. Right?
Oh, I see.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he's like pushing him in there, going,
Go on, Harry. Go and fight Voldemort.
and then Voldemort will kill Harry, and then that will kill Voldemort because he's one of the Horcruxes.
Which is why he's
so
no
that's
help.
why. So Dumbledore, he's technically pushing Harry
towards death.
So he could kill Voldemort.
I did wonder why these like infant school kids are allowed to do
Dumbledore
this.
is just so selfish. That is the basically aim of the game. His whole mission is to just defeat Voldemort, and by doing that, he knows he has to push Harry into a, like, you know, has to push him into the well, you know, sort of push him down the hole to die, so then Voldemort can die too.
Because even in the first year, they have a huge adventure, don't they? It's Philosopher's Stone. He just like lets them go off and fight.
Dumbledore is just crazy. He's like, I swear he's got a couple screws loose. Like he has. Like if did you see him in the Goblet of Fire? You know the bit where Harry doesn't put his name in the Goblet of Fire, and then his name actually comes out. In the books, right, it's like Dumbledore says calmly, "Did you put your name in there?" Actually, in the film, he just runs up to him and he goes, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire, Harry?" And he just starts shaking him. And it's like, because he's worried, right? He's worried because if he dies before, then who's going to kill Voldemort? You know, like he's pushing him to beat Voldemort at the same time because they've got to collide together for him to die. You know, he's pushing him for death.
So in the Goblet of Fire, if he'd have died during said Goblet of Fire competition, he wouldn't have died with Voldemort, like in battle with Voldemort.
It's more the fact of it wasn't Dumbledore's plan. Dumbledore's plan was for Harry to defeat Voldemort, and in that battle, because Voldemort, I don't think, knew that one of the Horcruxes was him. And if
I see.
And if he realised later on, if Harry died beforehand, he might have known, you know, and realised a little bit more beforehand. But Dumbledore was expecting when he was like, you know, when Harry sort of died, that the Horcrux would die, like he would die with the Horcruxes. It's actually him. But then in the film,
he doesn't, because Harry dies.
He doesn't actually. And
then
die.
the snake dies, and then what is left is just Voldemort. But then that would make sense, because a little piece of Voldemort would still be inside of Voldemort. Because you have to split whatever you've got in half, isn't it? So he halved himself, and then halved himself again and again and again.
It's really weird, because how the film went, or the books or whatever, like, it's like they killed that part of Harry inside him, and then he had these little ghost chat with Dumbledore, and then come back, and then he was, like, obviously he was still alive, but it killed the part of Voldemort inside him, which was the Horcrux. So then that's how he survived at the end. But let's just avoid all that. What I'm saying is that Dumbledore was leading him to this, right? He's just not a nice person. Like, right? He knew, right? I'm saying this to you right now. He knew how bad his auntie and uncle were, and he still shipped Harry off there.
What do you mean how bad they were?
Like, they were like evil muggles.
Were they?
Have you not seen the films?
I have seen the film.
So, do you know Harry lives in a little cupboard? You know, when he's living in a little cupboard with his auntie and his uncle? Because his parents
under the
died
stairs.
under the cupboard, the little cupboard underneath, right?
Yes.
So they're horrible to him because they hate him, and he knew. Like, Dumbledore knew they were horrible, right? But he still goes and puts them with them to live.
Why then?
All them years, who knows? He's a horrible man. Dumbledore's a horrible man. Starts shaking him, going, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?" Like, he's a horrible man.
So
right? And then,
because he left Harry as a baby at the door, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And then he was like, "Yeah, that'll do. You can go with your auntie and stuff."
And then didn't make contact until he was, 16? No, 13, isn't it? When you go to secondary school?
There's also another thing. It's like he knew Sirius Black was innocent because of the whole situation. Because they blamed Sirius Black for the death of his parents. And it wasn't. Obviously, it was Voldemort. But then, why did he leave Sirius Black in Azkaban? Or did he think that theoretically, he thought maybe that it would be a bad childhood, or he would influence Harry growing up, where Dumbledore could control Harry, where he's had such a bad childhood that he can control him at school and stuff, and he'd see him as more of a father figure than Sirius Black would be, because Sirius Black would have raised him well.
Well, Sirius Black could have protected him as well.
That's what I'm saying.
If you had
to
the
you.
darkest wizard coming after you, right? Why would your headmaster go and give you to a human?
So Dumbledore is literally playing all the cards, you know? Like, he wants everything his way, and he's setting it up. So, like...
So, yeah, because Sirius was released from Azkaban?
Well, no, he wasn't released. He escaped, didn't he? But he's still being blamed for Lily and James's death. That's what I'm saying to you. And Dumbledore knew it wasn't him, but left him there to rot.
And so did...
Snape
Snape
knew as well. Of course he did. But then here's another issue as well. Like, so Snape is like devoted to Dumbledore too. Like, I mean, like wholly devoted, because when Snape was obviously like, he was part of Voldemort's crew. It's just like quotation marks that. And he found out that they were going to kill Lily and James and Harry, and because Snape's in love with Lily, he went to Dumbledore and was like, look, they're going to try and kill him. Like, please, anything to do. Like, I will literally... He literally devoted his life to Dumbledore for Dumbledore to try and save Lily and James, right? And then they died anyway. And then, you know, here we are.
I heard something where Dumbledore had just applied the foretelling of the Chosen One to Harry.
What do you mean?
So, in the wizarding world, and I thought this was, like, mental. In the wizarding world, there was that theory and that belief that the Chosen One will come. He's going to be a son of this person and that person.
Right.
And he's going to be the boy. The boy that lived is the one that will kill Voldemort.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Apparently, there were quite a lot of people it could have been, but he just chose Harry.
Yeah, but then that's also like another thing. Dumbledore is just doing this all for his own well-being. He's like, do you know what? That kid will do. And if he dies, oh no, that kid will do.
We'll just apply it to somebody else later.
He's literally lining them all up and going, that one,
that
one. Yeah, not that one. That one. Yeah, he will do, yeah. The one with the scar on his head. Yeah, that'll work.
We'll just make it about the scar.
Yeah.
We'll make it about the scar.
Yeah.
Everyone will believe it.
Yeah, McGonagall, look at him, mate. Yeah, he's got a scar on his head. Banter, yeah, let's make it him. Like, McGonagall was like, oh, mate. And then Dumbledore's, yeah, I'll have him.
But then did it become about the boy with the scar, the boy that lived, and then everyone was...
Yeah.
But then it could have been any person that had been attacked by Voldemort and had lived. Like, how many people did Tom Riddle actually go to kill that actually survived?
There's actually proof that Dumbledore is just literally setting up Harry for death. So all this sort of stuff, he's actually setting him up. So Snape and Dumbledore are literally talking, right? Dumbledore. And then Dumbledore here, Snape here. And then Snape literally goes, as I quote, "You've kept him alive to kill him at the right moment." Was that all right?
That was good.
Yeah. And then literally Dumbledore replies with, "Don't be shocked, Severus. How many men and women have you watched die?" So, like, basically he turns around and, like, says to him, like, it's just one more sacrifice for Voldemort to die.
That's sadistic, isn't it?
So, let's just say this. He is the boy who lived or died. Well, you know, he's the boy that has been chosen for death. Harry is just fucked. Like, I know he's supposed to be the chosen boy, but Dumbledore knew that he had to die at the right moment, which is when him and Voldemort were fighting, and Snape even called him out on it, because that's why Snape he loved and hated Harry, because he could see Lily in his eyes but didn't like James, you know. So
I mean, that gives the Chosen One a whole different meaning.
It really does.
I am the Chosen One, and Dumbledore's like, yeah, you are, bitch. You ate 5 those times, you're fucked.
You are the Chosen One, and what's going to happen is you're going to die here.
Well, I always thought, right, if you were to make Hogwarts into a normal school, and say you went on, like, you know, it's just normal adventures, school that me and you would have gone to, without the wizarding stuff, they got into so much shit. Like, so much dangerous shit. They meet Voldemort in the first film when he's attached to a human, and then they find Tom Riddle's diary. Again, Voldemort related in Chamber of Secrets. The Prisoner of Azkaban is when they get hunted by the Dementors.
Yeah, so
Again,
like the one with
dangerous.
Sirius Black, and they had that
And
like,
that's-
Defense of the Arts teacher who turned into a werewolf, and they find out Thingy's rat was.
And they're all part of Voldemort's crew.
Yeah, the rat was. Yeah, he's part of the crew.
Goblet of Fire is him just being dangerous.
Yeah.
He's just being a bit of a rascal. Half-Blood Prince
Being
is
a bit of a rascal.
rascal.
But no, but that is literally at the end with the Portkey where
they get
they
to meet Voldemort.
Yeah,
in
Voldemort
actual,
comes back. Yeah,
in
exactly.
actual
He's like fully back.
I'm going to call it baby form.
Yeah, but then he
then
pops
he-
out and then starts.
Starts
Yeah, so
Robert Pattinson, down you go.
yeah, and then you got like a David Tennant where he's like, you know, what I mean,
That was good.
that was pretty sexy.
And then the Half-Blood Prince. Again, they are pretty much just hunting him, right? They are trying to protect Harry from everyone by sending him to a little refuge. And then Deathly Hallows come about. There's not been one semester of Hogwarts where they've not got into absolute fucking carnage. And you're like, this headmaster, one of the most powerful wizards of all of time, is letting them go off and just try not to die. That ain't a school I want to go to.
No, I just. He's got no care in the world, really, has he? Like,
No, none.
And he even helps Harry by giving him like the invisibility cloak, doesn't he? Like with some of the things he gets up to. And then, like,
Yeah, he's
there's-
like, oh, go on, if you go on your adventures, off you go.
Oh, it's just-
Here's some props to help you get there.
Yeah.
And then
Do you know what? He helped out Hermione more than he did with Harry because he gave Hermione that little time thing so she could learn more things in class. Like, he helped her more than he helped out Harry.
But then, even after that...
Hermione was the chosen one.
Oh my god, what a plot twist.
Oh dear.
And then, even after that, the protection, like the actual protection of Harry started in fucking Deathly Hallows when the old bodge had gone away.
The thing is, as well, like Dumbledore didn't really have to die as well. Like I swear, like he could have just, I don't know, got Snape to fake his death or something, or one of them to fake his
Well,
death.
it was the arm thing, was it? He had like a rot on his hand.
Yeah, I can't really remember.
And then Snape came to take him away from Malfoy and kill him.
Kill him.
And that was to show
Come
to
here,
Voldemort
Dumbledore.
that he was properly aligned. But I
Move
actually
away,
think,
Potter.
I would imagine then, knowing that, I reckon Snape wanted to kill him. I reckon Snape saw him as the villain.
No, but Snape told him to kill him because he was still devoted to him. He said that, like, you know, I think Snape loved Lily so much to the point that he did love Harry in that sort of way, and the fact that he knew that maybe if Dumbledore was going to die and this whole plan was going to work, then maybe, you know, it might have saved Harry. Maybe. But I still think Dumbledore was a bit of a dick.
I'm thinking more revenge kill. Put it out there. He's
Just
sitting
going
there
straight for the fucking kill.
because he probably could have taken out all of the.
I still think Dumbledore's a bit like. I don't think he's like as the villain, but I still think he's a bit of a knob. I still think he done things for himself and led things to a certain plan, and he knew Harry was going to die, and he was just setting him up, and he knew he was going to do that, and that's not very nice, is it? It's not very nice from someone who's supposed to be a role model and a headmaster of Hogwarts.
Well, on that note,
On that bombshell,
go and watch back all of the Harry Potters.
if you
And try and spot the places where you go, you know what, I can see where
do
Lee's
you know what,
coming
if
from.
you agree with me, let me know. If you don't agree with me,
Leave
then...
a really crappy voice note.
Yeah,
so I can play it
leave
out.
another voice note. I want to hear this. I want to hear another voice note of people having a go at me down the phone. That was really entertaining last time.
Thank you so
And
much for that one.
if we get more, if we get so much more, right? What I'll do a 5-minute episode or 10-minute episode of me just replying to all of these
Voice
comments. Jack's sitting there pissing himself laughing as
And
I.
then the podcast will get taken off of all platforms.
No,
but we'll
it
enjoy
won't.
it. We'll
It
enjoy it.
wouldn't.
Well, it'll last 24 hours.
No, it wouldn't, Potter.
Thank you so much for joining us on Not So Real. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe at Not So Real Pod everywhere on the social medias. And we'll be back next week with one of the final episode reviews on The Last of Us.
Lovely, jubbly.
See you in a week.
Roll the credits.